We're going to work here on finding percentages of amounts. We're going to use a method I call chunking. That's not an uncommon term, but it's not one that everyone uses. I know in some parts of the UK they use the term, this is the unitary method, where we're going to find the percentages of amounts. We're going to use a method I call chunking. It is called lots of other things, including the unitary method, simple language, chunking. What we're going to do is we have to find 30% of 52, and an easier way to do this, and you can do some of these mentally quite quickly, particularly when you get good at it, is you just break down the 13 into little chunks, into smaller chunks. So for 30, it's really easy to find 10% of any number. So let's go for 10%. Okay, so 10% of 52 equals, well, in any whole number, the decimal point is at the end. And if I'm going to divide, the decimal point goes this way, or in other words, the number goes to the right, which means it'll go to the left one space. So 10% of 52 is 5.2. Now, I need 30%. So all I need to do is either add 5.2 3 times, like this. I get 6 and I get 15. Or I can multiply 5.2 by 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. 1 decimal place in the question, 1 decimal place in the answer. And you can do it like that. Now, while we're on a roll, let's do another one. 36% of 44. So this one is going to be a little bit tricky, or trickier. 10%, so let's deal with 10% first, right? So I'll move over here actually and go 10% of 44. Okay, so remember the decimal point when you can't see it in a number is at the end. And 10%, which means I'm going to divide, I need to divide 44 by 10 because 100%, right, equals 44. I don't need 100%, I need 10%. So I've divided 100 by 10. So I need to divide 4.4 by 10. And that means the decimal point gets moved back one space because there's 1 0 in 10 to the left. So now I know that 10% of 44 is 4.4. Okay, so that's all very well because that can take me to 30%. I can go 10 plus 10 plus 10, that gets me to 30, but I need 6 more percent. So I can do it in a couple of ways. I can go 5%. And that's kind of easy. So 5% of 44, well, that's kind of easy because I already know 10%. And 5% is half of 10%. And luckily, I can halve 4.4 really easily. That's just 2.2. Okay, cool. So now I can get to 35%. 10, 10, 10, that's 30. 5 is 35. Okay, I need 1%. So 1% of 44. Actually, that's not too hard. I know that 100% is 44. I know that 10% is 4.4. So 1%, I have to divide 10 by 10 to get 1. So I'm moving the decimal point over one more space. So 1% is 0.44. So let's do that, 0.44. So I have everything I need. I have all the chunks that I need. So I need 4.4, 4.4, 4.4. Okay, so that's going to be 30. 35 is 2.2. And 36 is 0.44. Now you can just add them up. And the main thing is that you keep all your decimal points, in a row, and each place value in its correct column. And then you can just add them up. So 4 plus nothing is 4. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 4s, that's 16, plus 2 is 18. Okay, carry that 1. Got 4, 4, 4 is 12, 13, 14, 15. And this should be the correct answer here, 15.84. I can also do this, so 4.4. This is a different way of getting the answer. I can just add, or I can do a little bit of multiplying and adding. So I can do 4.4 times 3. That will take me to 30, remember. So that's 12. That's 12, 13. Okay. So that's the 30%. And then I just add 5%. So 2.2. That's the 5%. And then I just add the 0.44 for the 1%. And I'll end up on 4. That's 8. That's 5. That's 1. So just a different way of getting the final answer if you want to.